Hello and welcome to Adventures in Venueland, an EVMC podcast. Join us for this all-access pass backstage and behind the scenes with some of the brightest minds that cross the scope of the live event industry. I'm Dave Rettelberger.
And I'm Paul Hooper. We'll introduce you to incredible guests who journey with us as we dive deep into the world of venues, tours, festivals, and everything in between. Grab your laminate and meet us in Venueland.
For today's adventure, we're heading to Houston to check in with a Texas native, music and makeup obsessor, self-described master problem solver, and a social media junkie. She's celebrating a decade in the live entertainment industry this year, and she's currently serving as the arena marketing manager at the Toyota Center. Let's say hello to Alyssa Patani. How you doing?
Hi, how is everyone?
We're good. We're good. First, because I'm sure you get it all the time, right? So it looks like Alyssa, but it's pronounced Alyssa. But some people call you Eliza?
Yeah, so I go by Liza just to make it easier on everyone. The spelling looks like Alyssa, it's Alyssa. But growing up, I was very hesitant and very shy, and the first A in my name always sounded like I just didn't want to talk to people. It just sounded like I was saying, Liza. So I dropped that first letter to make it easier on everyone. So I go by Liza. That way there is a sense of confidence when I say my name.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that. And you're there at the Toyota Center for the folks who are listening today. There's somebody out there who says Toyota Center. I've heard that, but where is it and what goes on there? Tell us a little bit about what's happening there in Houston.
So Toyota Center is in the heart of downtown Houston. I want to say it's the heart of live music, but we have plenty of other venues in Houston, but we are kind of the sole one that shares the home to the Houston Rockets. So as you guys know, concerts are all seasons, all year round. And then Rockets basketball there's a specific season for it. I'm kind of more obviously focused in the third party concert side, but I love to dip my toes, dip my fingers in some Rocket stuff because I want to cross over. But in Houston, there's plenty going on. We've got a great catalog, especially coming up. And then next year we are hosting NCAA. So that's fun because it's additional basketball for us that isn't straight Rockets. And you know, we have a new roof being made. We're rotating the logo and refreshing the look of it. The logo is not changing, but the roof, if you've ever flown past Houston, we are the only logo that you can see from downtown, besides the helicopter pads.
It's funny too, because like people in this, like outside of this industry, if you were to mention like a new roof, people will be like, oh, what's the big, they think of their house roof. Inside this industry, you say a new roof and you're like, whoa, that's a big production. And also it's like, wow, there's new branding opportunities. Like it sounds like it's such a funny, like juicy thing for people that work at venues. And then if you talk to someone on the street, they'll be like, I don't get it. Like new shingles, like but like, that's an exciting thing. That's awesome that paint, like you'll have all of it. That's great.
Now, to create social media, have you gone up there yet? Have you been up on the roof?
So I got invited once, and I thought it was a joking, loose invite. So I did not take the opportunity to go. It's not finished yet. We're doing it in phases. I believe it should be done by the start of Rockets season, basketball season.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm anticipating the official formal invite to go up there and like kind of overcome my fear of heights and like the unknown.
I got tricked into that once. Hey, we're working on the roof. Come get some footage for social media. And we get up on the first. I get up on the catwalk, and I'm not that guy, right? Mm-hmm. But I did it, and then I get outside and I'm like glued to the back of the wall, like trying. Oh,
I'm not good with stairs. So what more is it if I'm going to be up on the roof?
Yeah, right. I hear you.
That seems like a liability, but I'm up for the adventure. So hopefully I'll get some content out of that pretty soon.
I know, the sacrifice.
For the plot, for the content.
I remember climbing a tiny little ladder with you to get on the roof of the Target Center in Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that little ladder? I'm scared to death.
I am someone that is fortunately not afraid of heights, so I will go to any places that venues allow me to scramble to just to be able to say I did it.
See, I
But I
love the thought
totally
of the
get it.
adventure,
Yeah, right.
but once I'm there,
I think you need to put a GoPro on and just
Yes.
have your entire
I
experience
think
of
that's
like
part of the bit. Yes, that's
that's
part of the
part of
bit.
the bit. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
taking notes. I'm planning out my content right now with you
Tag
guys.
us. Hey, all right. So tell us a little about your role there at the Toyota Center.
So I am the arena marketing manager. I, marketing is just such a blanket of a job, and I feel like everyone said it before, but I am a team of two now. I was previously a team of one while we were waiting for a new director, but um, arena marketing manager is everything between arena social, arena website, graphics, back of house activation, artist gifts, front of house activations, PR, and just staying relevant to the times of internet trends and the music that comes through our arena. And luckily enough, I am as I think Dave mentioned, a music enthusiast junkie. Um, I love every sort of type of music, and the artists that come through our building are just artists that I generally listen to already, so it makes it easier on my job to kind of do the research. But I also do a little bit of ad planning, ad buying, the
Sure.
technical stuff.
I was gonna say, so you're in Houston. You're just a team of two.
Yes, recently a team of two. Would you like
Wow.
to know the history of
Oh yeah, please,
that?
absolutely. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So I started in February of 2023.
Hmm.
In this current
Um,
position, yeah.
in this current position, I got brought in by a longtime friend, colleague of mine. He's moved on to UFC, but that's how it all started, was that I ran circles as a
Shout out
radio
Hunter. We know
shout out
Hunter.
Hunter. We miss you,
Yeah, we know
Hunter. Come
Hunter.
back. Um, but I started as radio promo, always activating outside of the Toyota
Oh,
Center,
cool.
and
Yeah.
he was my point of contact. He kind of followed me along my like career journey, and then an opening came about, reached out to me, and ended up there in 2023. Not even a year later, Hunter actually ended up with a really fun job with UFC. So, of course, I couldn't be mad at him for leaving. And as this director's position stayed open, I was on my own for, I want to say, a year-ish. They separated the director's position between Rockets and Arena. So, Arenas was open and available. And then my new director, Tori, came along. And so we've been working together as a team of two, I want to say for 5 months now,
Okay, cool.
4 months. It's been short but long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's exciting. I mean, I'm sure that was quite a grind during that time, but also you probably got to get your hands in a little of everything. So I mean,
Oh my
it's like the
gosh.
silver lining is like what great experience, and that you all of a sudden are like doing all these things, right? So it's kind of like you now you've got two people, and it feels like, oh my gosh, I now know how to do
Yep.
all the things, but
Yep.
probably was a little overwhelmed by it. And now we've got two people where we can like jump in and tackle it together, which has got to feel really great.
Yep.
Like, were you doing it? You're doing it. Were you handling media buying, artist gifting, the whole deal?
I was doing it all.
Yeah.
I was doing it all, and I was leaning on my Rocket side marketing team to kind of help on the smaller projects. But when it comes to like media buying, that's media planning and buying, that was me. Luckily enough, there were only a handful where I had to do the full plan and buy. The way that we work is obviously, I mean, you guys know this, but
Yeah.
to explain to the podcast probably one more time is
Yeah,
that you have
please.
your Live Nations, you have your AEGs, and they
Sure.
usually have their master plans for marketing. And then when they want supplementals, that's where we come in as the venue. Or there's going to be shows, family shows typically, that are like the Cirques, that are like the Gold Over Americas, where they say, here's your giant budget, take it, run with it, let me know what you're
Right.
planning out, and then we'll approve it. And so I was doing a lot of in between those things, all while trying to capture content, organic content, create graphics, all
Gold
of
over
it.
America is its own full-time job.
Exactly. And I did mention this when I spoke over at EVMC this past EVMC. I always like to air out that everyone in the marketing industry has that one specific day that they will remember, whether it's great, whether it's not so great, whether it's bad. My day. my D-Day, I guess you could
Yeah,
say,
please.
is Gold Over America, October
Oh yeah.
19th, 2024. You will not be able to erase that from my memory, good and bad. I loved Gold Over America, but doing that on my own, you would think the ad plans are submitted, approved by the tour. Artist gifts. This is a live and learn moment where artist gifts are the bane of my existence, but I love it because I love my artists and I love my guests that come through the venue. But sometimes you just come to a stump.
I
Artist
totally
gifts
get it. I totally
at
get
this
it.
time around, they are all Olympians. They are all
Sure. And they've gotten
award-winning
every gift from every
gymnasts.
Yeah.
place. And I feel like at
Correct.
a certain point, it's like everyone talks about how you try to like creep the artist and you try to find that one gift that's going to mean a lot to them.
Hmm.
But then you've got 30 venues all doing that. So it's like how
You
how
want
big
to
is the
give them
bucket?
something that's,
Yeah.
they can take with them that they will use. And so this one, it was just kind of special to us because it's just a house full of Olympians and athletes. So we always default, and a lot of venues do this too. We do default to our jerseys, but for
Sure.
the girls, we went ahead and got them bedazzled.
Nice.
And that's a conversation for offline. But I will say that was quite the time.
Were you having to bedazzle it?
No,
Okay,
listen,
good, good, good.
if
I was
I
imagining
had the
I was
time,
imagining a table full of 1 million rhinestones that you're putting
just
on one at a
rhinestones all over
time.
my face, all my body, just
Yeah.
on just walking
That would
around
be my
Toyota
D-Day. I would be
Center.
like,
I'm
I
done.
don't think I'll survive this.
But it's you think for a lot of these shows, it ends once the show ends. Mine
Sure.
was haunting me for like 2 weeks.
Oh man, yeah.
So it was like October 19th, 2 weeks through, and in between was my birthday. And I was like, please leave me alone. I'm offline. I don't want to talk about goat.
It's such a great show though. It's very rewarding when you come in and you see all those kids' faces just light up when they see their gymnastic heroes there in front of them, and it's a lot of work, but it's great when it comes together.
Yeah, the gymnasts are super humble too. They're so nice. They're just
They
normal
are.
people that know how to do flips. Like it was a great time on one end, and then the other end, you're
It's a lot of
just
work. It
like,
is a lot of work. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
especially
diary
on your own.
heard
I
so
can't even
much about
imagine.
it.
Lots of pages for that. That's for the book down the line.
It is. It's a chapter on its own.
It's a chapter on its own. Absolutely.
So now you're kind of in a groove there. One of the things that I noticed is you guys have a very cool style on some of the things you do on social for the Toyota Center, specifically like even like the graphics that you guys do for your Know Before You Go. They're very stylized and very professional. And so how kind of system have you set up there to make it easy for you to keep that stuff going?
Houston's very proud of their skyline. So, of course, I was going to slap it on there. And we had a great aerial photo. So, that's our background. And
Yeah.
you understanding social media and kind of the design that it was more for Instagram, but that's kind of where most of our followers are, most of our fans are. Just the way that our catalog is set up, it's all of our shows are Instagram leaning or Facebook leaning, but it kind of reflects the same way almost. That Know Before You Go is meant to have multiple sides. That way, on the algo, as they say, it pops up multiple times as you're going through Instagram so that
Sure.
it gets in front of our fans enough times for them to recognize it. But thank you for calling that out. But even me right now, I'm like, I want to change that. I want to change the style. I want to redesign it. But that's more of a bigger look project
Sure.
Yeah.
for
Well,
later.
you'll be happy to know that I liked it so much. Actually sent it earlier today to one of my marketing assistants, and I said, "Hey,
Copy
we need to step up
this.
our game. Can you come up with something like this?"
And if you want the template, I will
Oh
send
no,
you the
no.
She's like, you
PSD.
can have
Take
that
it.
one. We're moving on.
No, I'm more than happy to share the works. That's what our network is about, right? That's what
Yeah,
ABMC was
totally.
about. That's what helps us get through. What it all is to make sure that we're all connected and kind of talking about the struggles that we're going through and then kind of matching up and helping each other solve those problems. And if that's a template that I need to share, then I am more than willing to share that template. It's all what standard Apple text, so you just
Sure,
kind of
sure.
go right in, change the text however you need to. And for that one, I kind of can churn and burn through those within under 20 minutes just to make sure it's proofed right, cut right. There's a way of doing it, but um, some people might even look at it and be like, this is a little too manual labor. for me. But I like the sliding portion of it all and how my little Houston skylines in the background and Toyota
Oh
Center's
yeah.
kind of in the bottom. So thank you for calling that out, Dave. Um, but yeah, hopefully in the next few months we'll start to lean into something new and fresh because you know,
Do you get that itch with like designs and concepts and stuff like that where you're like you're like always looking for that next type of change, innovation? I mean, I get this a little myself, so I'm not projecting or trying not to, but like sometimes it's like as soon as I get settled and I'm like, okay, this looks good, then I'm like, yeah, but what's the next thing? It's like that meme of the guy looking at the one. It's like, okay, I have this awesome template here, but how can I make it better and make it harder on myself? This is my own
some of my
self-destructive
designs,
methods.
yes, but there are some where like the Know Before You Goes, I have that opinion, but it's functional and it's
Sure.
digestible, so I just have to go into it, do it, turn it around, and then later on be like, I'll go home just laying in bed like, gosh, one day I'll change it. It's not going to be tomorrow, but one
Right.
day. But a
One
lot of our
day.
like other designs outside of even the Know Before You Go, yeah, I'll go around back to it and be like, oh, I should have done this and this and this, but I feel like I have such a good grounding for Photoshop and Canva where I just look for it's either sleek, it's digestible, it stands out when you like scroll through it or you see it wherever it's posted. But there are definitely things. I mean, I can also see other brands too. I'll look at other brands and be like, there's something I want to change about that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not my place because it's not my brand. But
Right.
I definitely favorite and save and bookmark other innovative designs and just kind of cute themes for future shows or any like holidays that are coming up. I kind of like match that up. But, you know, graphic design, as they say, is my passion, but also there are bigger fish to fry. So I got to keep
You
moving.
can burn a lot of time, burn a lot of time.
Yeah.
Ad mats. Do you want to talk about
I
ad
know. And
mats?
that's, oh my gosh.
Uh,
You mentioned this Houston skyline and you're
mhm.
from Houston, right?
Yes.
So like I'm someone I've been to Houston a lot. My one of my sisters used to live there for 10 years, so I'm usually telling people not to overlook Houston, to, go down for a visit. There's lots of great food, lots of great entertainment. It's obviously a massive city. But tell us about that city. Like what is it meant to you? What's kept you there? What do you love about it? What is kind of the thing that like, tugs your heartstring when it comes to Houston?
You know, that was kind of that question always reminds me of why haven't I stepped out of the market,
Yeah.
right? It's because I love my city so much that I know
Yeah.
it to and fro. You drive one end of Houston for 2 hours to the other side, you're still in Houston. So there's just so much to do, so much to see. Not that the location might actually identify to a lot of people, but I grew up between Houston and Katy, so that's West Houston.
Sure.
That's like 40 minutes west of Houston, and that's a long 40 minutes.
Which is
That's
still
a
in Houston, basically. No,
yeah, that's the
basically.
DMA, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
the city
yeah.
of Katy has become a city of Katy, and to me, Katy had nothing for me, and I just wanted to so badly be in the city, be amongst the culture. Like it is such a huge melting pot where I just I always feel at home no matter where I go in the city. And I'm also just a giant foodie. I love food, and I truly feel like there's
So
nothing that
much good
compares to
food there.
food
Oh
in
my gosh.
Houston.
Yeah, it's
Um,
great.
and I just, I think everything that I've ever wanted to see and do at some point was going to be in Houston. Like we lost Astroworld, the amusement park, yeah. But it's a hub for entertainment. I know, like growing up,
And
I
for
always
art,
knew
so much
for
great art
art,
museums.
the museums district is
There's
amazing.
lots of quirky things there. This is something for people to Google. You have to Google the Orange Show.
I live right by the Orange
You
Show.
live by the, I love that.
I
It's
sure do.
the weirdest thing ever, but I
I have
love
no
it.
idea
And
what you guys
then
are talking about.
what is the other house that's like made out of cans? Is it called the Can House?
I
You know what
think
I'm
it's the
talking about?
Can House.
The Can
Yeah.
House. Dave,
Yep.
you'll have
I'm
to
going
look
to
this
Google
up
this.
yourself. Yeah,
The Orange
it's kind
Show.
of the Orange Show is one of one. One of one.
Yeah. Dave, if you Google it, it looks eerie, but like that's kind of what draws you to it, is that it's just
Yeah.
so
It's so bizarre. But it's cool.
orange.
It's like a cool market. I think sometimes people think of it as just a big city, because everyone just hears about
Hmm.
its size. But then when you actually like go and visit, you're like, it is a big city, but it's got such a great culture. It's got like great food. It's got great entertainment. It's got art. It's got, really cool sightseeing locations. I mean, it's kind of awesome. I'm here promoting it for you.
Thank you for selling Houston.
Yeah, 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 of course.
Houston is maybe flat, but the scene, as long as you just go into the different pockets, is all just so different. So,
Yeah.
like, I could talk about the pockets all day, right? So we have the Heights, where that's all the strips of like bars where your like early 20s, 30s go. Main Street used to be the spot before COVID happened, and I was up and down Main Street. I loved Main Street bars. It was in the heart of downtown Main Street, and like you could bar hop for hours because it was just more than like 2 miles, I think. You can fact check me, but probably like a mile to 2 miles worth of bars and
Yeah.
like underground food halls and speakeasies. And, now these, like this last few years, even specifically this past summer, I have seen so much coverage of people flying into Houston for their vacation. We're not like a tropical resort or anything, but we have like really cool culture that people want to be a part of. And there's like so many cool parties and day parties and pool parties and festivals that just we are always welcoming other people to come in through. And, you know, you'll see a lot of comments here and there from the locals talking about like, don't come to Houston, we're full. We are full. It's because of the property tax. Property value is really nice and cheap down here. But then you come across your Houston summers,
Yeah, yeah,
and
of
that makes you
course.
rethink life.
Of course.
I have this like promise to myself, because if anyone's here is familiar with downtown Houston or Toyota Center, with it being in downtown Houston, we are not connected to the tunnels. So we actually have to walk outside in the downtown heat, the still air to do like a walkable lunch. And I've made
Oh
a promise
yeah.
to myself, because it gets so hot that during the summer, I will not walk out of my building to go to lunch. I will get in my car and go elsewhere,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to walk 2 blocks just to walk back another 2 blocks and smell like the sun and like
You don't
feel
you don't want
icky.
your shoes to melt on the cement on the way there.
No, and that's actually happened before.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
I felt the heat through my shoes and I was like, what is going on? And I looked and it's just like melting. But then like you spend the rest of your day just in your Houston ick, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm way
Yeah.
too grown to be like taking adventures in the middle of the day like that. But I love my city. I love it because it's the only thing I know, right?
Yeah.
But I love a good adventure. So if
Yeah.
anyone wants to invite me out to their city, let me know. I'm down.
Yeah. That's the best thing about EVMC, I think, is like you get to kind of like visit all these other places, check out the cool venues, but
Yes.
then it sometimes makes you realize some of the really cool special things about your own city. You kind
Yes.
of come back and you're like, I almost overlook this because I see it so often, but this is really cool. This is really Columbus. This is really Houston. This is really Lexington, that you
Yeah.
kind of need that perspective from elsewhere to really, show you.
Ironically enough, the last, I guess, what is it? The last three EVMCs, because my first one was in Seattle.
Yeah.
I loved it. I would not stop talking about
That's a
it.
great first one.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the next one?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
And then we recently went into
Atlanta.
Atlanta, and
Yeah.
Atlanta was the most like Houston feeling market
Sure.
of it all. But between Denver and Seattle, like I always talk to my friends like, oh my gosh, my first EVMC was so good. It was in Seattle. It was so walkable. I walked like 10 miles one day just because I got so curious after like the whole EVMC. I in Denver, like there was so much to do and so much to see and so much to like eat too. Like they have some
Yeah.
pretty good food out there.
They got some good
Um,
food.
I
Yeah.
even did what is it? Yoga on the Rocks,
Oh
I
yeah.
think.
You
Yeah,
signed up for it.
and
That's so
I
cool.
did. That was a commitment.
Oh, I bet.
That
Yeah.
was
But it
early.
like fills up a lot, right? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we were at the very top rows because
That's so cool,
our
though.
You got the best
our
views then.
ride, yeah, yeah. We drove in, we parked, then made like that half-mile hike up
Oh
to it.
yeah. Yeah.
That's it's
So
over. I'm done. I've already done my workout.
Yeah, that's the yoga.
I'm just going to do Shavasana this entire time since I'm completely worn out. Just lay on my
Right.
mat until we're done. No, I
Right.
actually did the yoga workout and it was really, really fun. And I was so glad I got to experience it with my other marketing friends from different venues
Yeah.
from
That's great.
Denver, from Phoenix,
Yeah.
and a couple others. So, and I love EVMC, not to like plug EVMC, but I
Plug
love
it.
EVMC. That's where I've made some of my bestest
Oh
friends. And
yeah.
I am so thankful that in 20, was it 23? Yeah, in 23, Hunter was like, I've done enough EVMCs. It's your turn. You're going and you're going by
Yeah.
yourself. And I did it for
Which is
the
great. It
Seattle
kind
and
of
then
throws you to the wolves, but honestly, that's like the best
yes,
networking is you're sort of like forced into this
Yep.
situation. And
yes.
I,
The people who stay in their own cliques, I don't think get the full experience, right? You got
yeah,
to go out and meet the other people.
And I was lucky enough that previous to Toyota Center, I was a marketing manager over at Smart Financial Center in Sugarland, which is another pocket of the Houston DMA.
yeah,
At that time, I was vlogging like my day in the life as a marketing manager. And so I was able to connect on TikTok with other marketing people
that's
that were
cool.
going to EVMC. And so
Yeah,
one of my good friends now, because she followed me, found me, or the algorithm pushed me to her, we're just a couple of marketing girlies who found each other on TikTok before we even met.
that's so wild. And then you met in the first for the first time at the conference. That's so
Yes, and it
cool.
was our first time at EVMC, so it's just like
What?
we lined up really well at Seattle.
Who was it? You have to call him out.
Andrea Rivera
Yeah, she's
from
awesome.
Ballerina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
love her.
We love
My
our ballerina
queen.
friends.
I
yeah.
loved Ballerina, just touring the place
Yeah. Yeah.
too. I took
Very cool.
notes in that tour and like brought it back to my SVP of booking for like our renovations if they were to ever happen. And I'm like, here's what I want. This is what I saw at
We
Ballerina.
need an entire club that looks like a lodge.
I don't know the dollar amount, but I like the aesthetics. And that's
Yeah,
what marketing
absolutely.
is.
Right, exactly. We just think of the ideas. You guys figure out the financials.
Exactly.
You've been in the live entertainment business for a decade now, one way or another. But your training started way back. We're going back to what you being 12 years old and on MySpace.
Yeah. My hard skills came from the MySpace days. Can you believe that? And that's where it's funny because my big age, I'm like, yeah, I'm chronically online, but for good. You know what I mean? And so I guess just something about MySpace called out to me. I wanted to be a part of the internet and like make internet friends and chit chat on these bulletins. And with MySpace came along coding. You
Sure.
remember
No.
like making your own like
Yeah, yeah.
customized layouts?
You would find ones and you could like update it and you would choose some way too busy background that would
Yep.
make your screen look
Horribly
like
obnoxious
vomit.
song to play as soon as anybody logged
Yeah,
on.
Exactly.
exactly.
But that's what taught me like basic coding, basic design. And
Yeah,
so I would have never thought that doing something as dumb as playing around with code
yeah,
would have actually helped me in the long run into my current career. And I put that in there recently just because a couple weeks ago we had like a little emergency email issue and from our email team. One of them was out, the other one is new, and so wasn't quite sure how to recode this email. And I was like, step aside. I got this.
crack your knuckles, put on some Fallout Boy. Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
I was
so
like, we're gonna learn together. Here's the localized image. This is the code that you slap in here. Oh, the width is too big. Resize it. Oh, that line isn't black. I think we should recode that too. And it actually turned out to be a really good email for what the tour was asking. But I sat there after that, like, whew,
yeah.
MySpace.
What's this?
And then even on MySpace was they were doing these like I forget what they were called, but it was you were designing like the profile pictures, but it was
Yeah,
like gaudy, right? It was so just like, where would you ever use this outside of MySpace? But with that came along Photoshop. And so I
sure.
was able to like look in MySpace forums and Google how do I create X type of graphic. And so I downloaded multiple types of bootleg versions of Photoshop until I could finally
Of course, as
get
one does. Yeah,
licensing for it.
yeah.
Um, and from the ripe age of 12, I was learning how to Photoshop things, and it's just it's automatic to me now coming, especially with like ad mats,
Yeah.
or there's like a flattened image that needs to be resized or like readjusted to one way or another. And like sometimes tours will provide me flat art, right? And I have a custom coffee cart coming for back of house and I want to design it. And they have like the LED screen around their coffee cart wrapped. And so manipulating photos is kind of, like I said, graphic design is my passion, sarcastically and not sarcastically. But if it weren't for Tom from MySpace, I probably would not have these skills that I have
Thank you,
now.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom, wherever you are.
All right, let's talk through. Let's talk through because I know you're a social media junkie. So let's talk kind of through the state of the industry right now, and kind of what you're seeing.
Mhm.
And it's funny because tours so often send their here's your required copy for the announce, and they only make the copy as it's appropriate for Instagram. Right, forgetting that how many people we still have on Facebook, believe it or not, or X, and so kind of give me your thoughts on the big three with X, Insta, and Facebook, and where you guys are at on those right now.
Just general thoughts or industry thoughts?
Yeah, industry thoughts. Yeah,
Um, I, if I could rank it from bottom to top, Threads is out the window. We're not talking about Threads. If you're
Sure.
using Threads, I want to
that's what
know
that was my
if you
next
found
question too.
success.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is I keep hearing people saying, "Oh no, it's a thing," and I'm like, I don't think it is.
I
Quit trying to make it a thing.
quit trying to make it a
Make it
thing.
happen.
I did, to sidebar, I sometimes, every now and again, will scroll through Threads just to see what's going on. It's like the wholesome version of X, but it's kind of
Sure.
sloppy. Um, I would rank X at the bottom. Just like, yeah, you can do your standard announcements here and there. No one's paying attention to the standard announcements. For me, it's like if you want to go a little unhinged or like on the trend, on the mark for them, like you can post there. So we just had a K-pop show. They'll pay attention to anything and everything that's relevant to their artists. But, outside of that, like the Know Before You Goes or the announcements, they don't pay attention to anything else. So like to stay relevant, yesterday I posted a YouTube video of Enhypen getting ready for their show, and people just love having a conversation about that. But outside of that, like I could not care for Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Second to me is Facebook. The crowd for me is a little dead, but that's just how our catalog is set up too, right? People on Facebook typically don't know who Tate McRae is.
Right,
So of
Sure.
course,
but they love to comment who on every post, right?
Yes.
who, and I will say in my last job, when someone was like, who, I would comment back with a screenshot of a Google search of the artist
No, I've done that. Yeah,
as the brand, but like it's educational, it's factual. Like there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with stating the facts. And I guess for me, top as a brand is
Instagram.
Instagram because you
Yeah.
just have so much flexibility and you can be amongst the comments as a little fangirl as well as everyone else in the comments. But just design wise and accessibility wise and the features that come with it, I love using Instagram as my main form of communication as a brand. I will say we do not have a TikTok as Toyota Center. I was asked that when I first started if we should be starting up a Toyota Center branded TikTok. I immediately flat out said no, and that's not just because I don't want to do the work. I'm always on my phone, I'm always on the computer. Of course, I'm going to do the work. But with the way that we are set up as venues, like licensing, we don't really
Yeah.
have access to licensed music or allowed to. And
Sure.
us as a venue have already been served papers before and have been warned. And so we are we hold it close to our chest when it comes to using music. And that's why I was just like, oh, well, we can't use your on sale TikTok that you just provided. We can't use your hype video. Even your localized shout out has music on top of it. So now I have to kind of figure out a way to like edit it. But TikTok is a different beast in its own where it's not really
Yeah.
meant for advertising. It's meant for
Sure.
organic and just kind of related to what's going on in the trends. And even then trends are kind of licensed by IP. And so it's hard to hop on a trend and then explain it to legal and then legal's like take it down.
How are you staying authentic to, your brand on Insta? Because, it's you, I'm sure you get served all kinds of stuff that people are like, hey, can you post this? Can you post this? Can you post this? And sometimes, it's hard to say no to the big tour who's asking, but the content is just like you're just like, oh, this is terrible for our, our page.
I'm not going to call any tours or shows out, but I typically try to be a yes man. If their contact has licensed music, I'm gonna mute it, but who's to say what's bad content and what's good content?
Sure,
We
sure.
just blame it on the tour and the artist. We are simply here to bring awareness to their show. So,
And sometimes the content's great, but some of it's better than other. But
I just,
correct.
sometimes,
most times I just want more, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Is
true.
that,
Yeah,
I don't want to post the ad mat again. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
want,
absolutely.
give me other options.
And I think we're in an era now where everyone on the tour side and the marketing side are on an understanding where just send that content. We will try to fit it in our calendar.
Yep.
If we don't deem it fit for our calendar, it won't show up. But organic is organic and it's never really like promised. But of course, if you want to make ticket sales, you're going to make it work. And so now between Tori and I have created, and I know other people use like Sprout and like Later and like other
right.
paid versions of a scheduling system, but it's just easier for us to just create a shared calendar and plug in blocks of like like what we want to push for the day, for the week or whatever. It doesn't fall true to the time, but at least you can both see it. You can both see the copy. You can plug in links. You can plug in like notes in there as well. It's the same concept. And I just kind of pull that, put it into the respective platforms and go on about my day. But to stay true to like Instagram, my aesthetic on Instagram, I would like to say I don't really have an aesthetic. I have a few call outs where you like, yeah, that's Toyota Center branding. Like the set list, the monthly set list, where it's like the month of shows and events that are coming up. Those are handwritten by me. Those are hand crumpled by me. I digitize them, and people will even at the end of the month or even in the beginning of the month, if I haven't posted yet, will comment like, "Where's the set list?"
That's
Yeah,
Or
good.
yeah.
like, "Can I please, if you have this physically, can I please have the physical paper that you wrote on the set list of?" And I'm like, you're not even a friend of mine. Like, this is like a real fan who likes the set list. And going back to the Know Before You Go, it has a standard design. And so you can kind of call that out, and that's like our aesthetic. But having now two brains in the marketing world, I'm sure the aesthetic will shift and will change. If I can call out any venue, I think it's like Emily's
Yeah.
standard
Let's
templates
go,
and frames.
Angela.
Angela, love her. And I want to be something like that without fully copying. And so
Sure.
I have it bookmarked. I have said that's my aesthetic, I think, and I'll get back to it later. But
Yeah.
Yep.
when it comes to tour content and whether or not I say yes or no, it's going to be a yes for the most part. And I have gotten some bad content.
You just have to flood your feed with other good stuff. That way,
Yes,
it's
I've done that.
your
Yeah, just
ratio
kind
is
of
still okay. Yeah,
just slip it right in
yeah.
there.
Just slip it in, but then dump a bunch of other good content on
Yeah, and
top of
like
it.
we can kind of bleep out the name, but like I have and their like social calendar, it's the content that they've sent is kind of scary.
We're gonna bleep all of this. This will be fun. People will
Just
think you're gonna
bleep
be
and
cussing. Yeah.
bleep.
All right, so we've definitely heard a lot about who you are in the office, but tell us a little about the home life. What's it like away when you're away from work?
Well, if you talked to me maybe 5 months ago, I would have a different story. But I have a dog now, my first dog, my first puppy, and I'm that crazy dog mom now. I used to make fun of crazy dog moms, but I get it. My Instagram is nothing but my dog. I'm like, get this dog a modeling contract right now. Not to like monetize my dog, but like he should make a paycheck. He looks like he could be making paychecks. Um, he's super smart, and like that's kind of my new personality now is like, oh, I can't go out. I have to take care of my dog.
How old
But
was he when you got him?
so funny enough, in the setup that you're seeing me right now, I know this podcast isn't visual, but like for you
Yeah.
two, I have two windows in front of me that face my driveway, and one day out of all the days that I actually worked from home, there were two little puppies scurrying on my driveway, and I got
Oh
up
wow.
and ran around, went outside and tried to like see if what I could do about them, and we were only able to catch my dog Tex, and his other brother lives on the other side of the fence line with another family. We don't know if it originally belonged to them, but they had no chip, no collar, nothing on them. And we gave the neighborhood probably about a week. The puppy distribution system worked really hard because he looked like a German Shepherd at the time, and he's definitely morphed into something a little more different color. But that's my home life. My home
Oh
life
yeah.
literally revolves around my dog.
Especially when they're young. That's a
I gotta see a
lot.
picture
Yes.
of Tex. Yes.
Yes, that's a lot of work.
Maybe he'll probably meander here at some point just to see what I'm doing. But outside of my dog, I love working out if when I have the chance when my back doesn't hurt. Marketing problems. Um,
Carrying the arena on your back.
oh God,
More like pounding concrete on show day.
correct. With
Yeah,
like the wrong shoes. You know what I
right.
mean?
I don't really
I've
know what you mean, but
Pulling out your sensible shoes, guys.
or actually, really, is there any right shoe? I feel like I try to
there
I would
is, and it's
yeah.
your running shoes. It's
Yeah, it
your
Really, I
is.
would
running
wear running
shoes.
shoes, and I still feel like death at the end of a long day.
It's fair. But I try to like squeeze in a workout here or there if and when my back is not hurting. And that's like a real problem for me right now. Right, like literally after this, I'm going to a Pilates class. I love Legree Pilates. That's just kind of like my favorite low impact. I can't do the running thing because of my back. So I try to do things that are useful to it. So Pilates, I'll do a walk every now and again. Wow, you're asking me about my personality, and honestly, my personality revolves around just that.
Yeah, I
I
get
love
that.
It's
going
more
to
than
a
that.
movie, like
Yeah.
going to the movie theaters.
Do
I
you
recently,
travel? You I feel like I see you traveling on the socials, yeah.
every now and again, so we have family up in Dallas. My sister, she
Okay.
lives up in Dallas. She works for a promoter, and that it's fun because we're both in the entertainment world, so
Yeah.
we're never bored whenever we trade spaces and like visit each other. Um, we go there, and every now and again we'll go to Florida because that's where we have family and friends out there as well. And then, ooh, exciting! In what is it? I think we're about a month out. Just about a month from now, I will be taking my first international trip. I've never left the
Ooh,
country.
very
I will be
exciting.
going to South Africa.
Oh,
Wow.
what a cool
Woo!
What's
one
taking you
as
to
your
South
first
Africa?
too.
Yeah, it's a long flight for my first international, right?
Yeah.
So, I sent an SOS on my TikTok saying, what do I need to know about this kind of travel? And we plan on doing the Lion Walk. So that's where a group of us, I think it's like before breakfast, like we walk to breakfast with the lions.
Whoa.
Um, we'll
You
go as
are
a
the
group.
breakfast for the Lions? Is that what you meant to say?
Yeah.
You know, when they were telling me how this goes, and they're like, don't, because the people that we're going with, I'm the only significant other going on this trip. And I thought the other wives were going.
Just
No,
you.
it's just me, the only
That's
girl.
fine.
But, and, you
You'll
know,
find fun things.
I want to be alone as far away as
Yeah.
Yeah, I
possible.
get that. Yeah,
So
really off the grid.
I think being off the grid is going to help me a lot mentally and just kind of refresh every part of me. And so I will probably be living out of the spa. I will
There
get a
you go.
massage every day.
They do have these things in South Africa. This is actually on my, I don't have a bucket list, but this is on the bucket list
Hmm.
where you can take tours out into the ocean and they take you, I think, out into like the Ring of Death, which is where they have great white sharks that breach and you
Oh,
can go and
wow.
like see the great whites flipping out of the water.
Oh,
That for me, like I'm not going to swim with them, but like if I could take a camera down and shoot
oh
photos
yeah.
of great whites breaching out of the water, that would be so cool. That would be
And like
amazing.
going back to the lion walk, right? The group that we're with, it's these are all like 6'2", 6'3" men.
Yeah.
And they're like on they have more bulk than I do. I am 5'2" on a good day. And they were telling us that when our friend had already gone last year, he was like, yeah, when we were walking, they're like, don't worry about yourself. You're too big. They don't care. They like the little ones.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Blink, blink. Me?
Yeah, exactly.
Me? Okay, so what do I have to wear to make sure that they do not think that I am worth eating?
There you go. You just have to stand on the other side of the other people.
Or like have me in the very middle of the grouping just so that they're all
Exactly.
surrounding me so that the lion doesn't see me. Who knows? And apparently our guide is if not 5'2", probably 4'11" with a stick to protect us. So
There you go.
someone wants
They
to
know
check
how
in
to
on
do
me
it. Yeah.
the first week of October, you're more than welcome to check in. If I don't respond,
We'll
maybe a
keep.
lion,
There you go.
maybe
What a
a
way to
lion.
go.
Yeah, we'll always have this podcast to remember you by.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
if you do survive, unfortunately we are out of time. There's so many great stories today. But if somebody does want to reach out to you or follow you and see pictures of Tex on social, or they just have a question about how you're doing things, maybe they want that template. What's the best place for people to follow you or reach out to you? And if they want to learn about the venue there.
Yes, absolutely. So starting with the venue, you can follow I am admin. It's just me. So you'll be talking to me at Toyota Center. And then for personal, I am at Look at Liza, LOOKATLYSSA on all platforms on Instagram and TikTok when I say all platforms. Um, I'm very active on both sides. You'll see Tex a lot more on Instagram, but he's made a few cameos and featured videos on TikTok. Um, and I am very much a welcoming person. Please DM me with any questions, comments, concerns. My Instagram also has like my personal email if you want to reach out that way. Yeah, let's chat. I love talking, if you
Yeah.
can't tell.
Oh, well, it's been great talking to you, and look forward to seeing you hopefully in Sacramento for EVMC 2026.
Counting the days. See y'all there.
And big thanks to everybody for listening to this episode of Adventures in Venueland. Remember, you can subscribe and find more episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. We do love your 5-star reviews because it helps other folks find us. Until the next adventure, I'm Dave Rettelberger.
And I'm Paul Hooper. Thanks for listening, everyone. Adventures in Venueland is a side project of the Event and Venue Marketing Conference, a marketing conference that brings together diversified event and venue professionals to cultivate education, collaboration, and innovation for the growing sports and live entertainment industry. Find out more at eventvenuemarketing.com.
Audio editing and mixing by Camille Faulkner.
Design and digital advertising by Megan Ebeck.
Copywriting and publicity by Samantha Marker.
Guest booking and brand strategies by Paul Hooper.
Guest research by Dave Rettelberger.
Marketing strategies by Paul Hooper, Megan Ebeck, and Samantha Marker. Thanks for joining us. Until the next adventure.